Okay, this is the Atchafalaya Basin, which is part of the Mississippi Delta. The Mississippi River used to flood all the way from coastal Louisiana to southeastern Missouri. There used to be 24 million acres of forest that will go underwater every year. Now, let's go back in time to the same spot, 150 years ago. We were 150 years ago right here. The main difference will be that we won't be able to see the blue sky. These trees used to be 150 to 200 feet tall. They were like columns. They didn't have no branches on the trunks of the trees. So when you look at them, it will be huge columns, and then you look up into the sky, it will be huge branches going even higher, competing for light. The swamps that you see around us belong to a company that wanted to cut the trees down. And if it wasn't for our actions, right now we'll be sitting in a place full of stumps.
Well, if anybody goes to the Atchafalaya Basin and takes a cruise in the boat with Dean Wilson, you're gonna see just some of the most beautiful area in the U.S.
Dean Wilson, who's the Basinkeeper of the Atchafalaya Basin, is responsible for pretty much saving the largest swamp in North America. Huge ecosystem for all kinds of animals and migratory birds. I guess there's 800,000 acres. A couple months ago we went on a boat tour with Dean. Yeah, as soon as we went on that tour, it was kind of took us back. We decided from that point on that we wanted to definitely do something to help Dean and raise awareness about the clear cutting that's taking place in the Atchafalaya Basin.
How did we get to this point of basically racing against each other, trying to get as much as we can, and just pushing through and not taking time to just kind of appreciate what's going on around us? How do we get to this speed that we're living in? And I had that question, and I felt like just asking it in a song. So I think that's where that comes from.
It seems strange that most of what we do as human beings nowadays has an adverse effect on something else. Whether it's the earth, the plants, the animals, or it's us.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Dean. When you're in the presence of someone who actually is passionate about it and devoted, but also succeeded, then it's like, this is the kind of people we want to hang out with and help support any way we can.
My name is Dean Wilson. I'm your Atchafalaya Basinkeeper. I grew up in Spain, born American, grew up in Spain. I came to Louisiana by accident. I was on my way to the Amazon rainforest, and I wanted to get used to the heat and the mosquitoes. So I came to the swamps in the Atchafalaya Basin and stayed in the swamps for 4 months with only a bow, a few arrows, a spear, and a few hooks, and I fell in love with the swamp. So I decided to stay and make my living hunting and fishing the swamps. I was a commercial fisherman full-time for 16 years. As a commercial fisherman, I learned that the swamps in the Atchafalaya Basin were going to be logged for mulch. And I decided to try to do something to save them, and that's how I became the Atchafalaya Basinkeeper.
Music has the power, and art has the power to move people with, you know, it inspires people. It makes people think more deeply about their surroundings, their society, their impact on the society. And so that's what I think really why this music is important to me, is because it will, I hope, inspire people to question, to think, to, you know, or to listen to the lyrics and go, huh, that's interesting.
I'd like to use social consciousness, really, with regards to what Trees on Fire sees their responsibility as an artist, a collection of artists, and consequently a voice to the people. Trees on Fire understands that it's not about them, you know? It's not about you either. It's about us and everything you see around us and future generations. And Trees on Fire takes it upon themselves to spread that word, you know? It's a positive message. You can take it or leave it, you know, but they're trying to make a difference. They're trying to make a better world for tomorrow. And all that they ask is that you perk up your ears for a couple minutes, have a listen to what they have to say. Maybe you'll be as inspired as they to make a change in your world.
If you look at the history of this country, you'll see that there's a lot of beautiful places that we really appreciate that would have been gone had it not been for the efforts of individuals to save them. A lot of people don't realize it, but there was once a forest here in this area that was similar in nature to the redwoods of California. You know, trees that were thousands of years old, cypress trees that were several hundred feet tall, and they were just magnificent.
When you find out about something that really moves you, it's your opportunity maybe to be a part of it. So I think this was a great example of what really moved the whole band immediately upon us finding out about it. Dean Wilson is a hero, another hero.
As long as it's rising on the horizon, freedom can be a heavy stone.
I'm not really suggesting that we dwell and we become depressed about our past mistakes, but my goal and my hope is that we'll learn from them
and we'll apply these lessons to the remaining natural places in our country today. And that's what this project's all about.